The bold and the beautiful fans, brace yourselves for Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, an episode destined to send shockwaves through Forrester Creations and the very heart of Los Angeles. Luna Nozawa, driven by rage and desperation, has discovered that Will Spencer has been rigged with a lethal device. Though the device did not claim his life, Luna's miscalculation sent beads of sweat running down her spine as Will emerged unscathed, a grim reminder that her plans can spiral out of control. Now a fugitive, Luna vanishes into LA's underbelly, her mind racing with one overriding thought: strike at the family who dethroned her from her lofty ambitions. In her panic, she turns to the one person whose reputation for scheming is legendary, Sheila Carter Sharp. Pledging to aid her, Sheila cautions Luna that Steffy Forrester Finnegan, not the Spencer clan, is the true obstacle to her vengeance. Under Sheila's tutelage, Luna steels herself for a final, horrifying gambit before she flees town forever. Meanwhile, Steffy, already on edge preparing for her father Ridge's long-awaited engagement to Taylor Hayes, senses a darker storm brewing. Her mother's trajectory with Brooke Logan and Ridge's rekindled romance had seemed like destiny reincarnated, until Luna's shadowy vendetta threatened to eclipse every joyful note of the impending nuptials. With her maternal instincts flaring, Steffy digs into Luna's recent disappearance from Sheila's mansion, uncovering the breadcrumbs that lead straight to the Music Center for Contemporary Art. There, in a chilling prelude to the week's episode, Luna corners Hayes Forrester Finnegan in an empty gallery hallway, her trembling fingers clutching a loaded gun. The stunned art teacher, whom Luna coerces through a desperate phone call to her daughter Dylan, must choose between obeying Luna's cruel command to bring Steffy to her or defying her blackmail and risking mortal harm. Caught between her grief for her missing mother and her duty to protect Steffy's daughter, Dylan's loyalty fractures, and Hayes feels the walls closing in, every echoed footstep a portent of tragedy. Back at the Clifftop mansion, Sheila's conversation with Deacon Sharp reveals her true intentions. She never intended for Luna to escape unscathed. Her plan was to use Luna as a pawn to destabilize the Forresters, and once fulfilled, eliminate any loose ends. Racing to the Cliff House, Sheila confronts the hollow corridors, discovering Steffy and Finn have already fled to warn Taylor, leaving the estate eerily silent, save for the distant wail of sirens. On the eve of Ridge and Taylor's engagement party, the storm clouds gather darkest. Taylor, torn between her love for Ridge and her concern over Luna's vendetta, steels herself to act. She balances the fragile joy of stepping into the Forrester family against the visceral dread that Luna will transform celebration into calamity. Ridge himself, ever the romantic, is blissfully unaware of the poison threading through his triumph until Brooke Logan arrives, radiant in white. Brooke, who has long insisted that Ridge and she are bound by destiny, confronts Taylor with forced warmth, masking the envy simmering beneath the surface. As Ridge slips the engagement band onto Taylor's finger, Brooke's smile falters, every heartbeat a drumroll for her next move. Will she allow this union to stand, or will she unleash her most daring stunt yet to reclaim her former flame? Back at the art center, Luna's finger tightens on the trigger. Dylan, trembling, watches as Hayes pleads for her safety and the safety of Steffy's child. In the final moments before chaos erupts, a single choice will determine the fate of the Spencer Forrester Finnegan legacy. Dylan's defiance could save a life, but sacrifice her mother's salvation. As fireworks light the July 1st sky over LA, alliances will shatter, secrets will combust, and loyalties will be tested on a razor's edge. Will Luna escape justice, or will Sheila's betrayal seal her downfall? Can Taylor and Ridge's vow survive the night's dark revelations? And will Brooke risk everything for one last chance at love? Tune in to CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful this Tuesday to witness a cascade of suspense, betrayal, and unbridled passion, because in this city of angels and ambitions, the most dangerous weapon is ambition itself. This summer on The Bold and the Beautiful, two of Los Angeles's most anticipated events will unfold as two couples prepare to exchange vows in ceremonies destined to redefine daytime television extravagance. First, Hope Logan and Carter Walton, whose love story has weathered corporate coups, family objections, and the ever-present specter of Forrester Creations' legacy, will step into the spotlight as they transform their engagement into an intimate celebration of resilience and devotion. Almost immediately after that announcement, Taylor Hayes, whose rekindled romance with Ridge Forrester has captivated the industry world, seized her moment, slipping an elegant ring onto Ridge's finger and sealing a promise that sent shockwaves through the Forrester family and the fashion house itself. Now, with two weddings slated back-to-back and each aspiring to be the social event of the season, tension crackles through the gilded halls of Forrester Creations as both couples vie for the crown of Wedding of the Year. Carter and Ridge, once allies in ambition, now find themselves at odds over the very heart of Forrester Creations. After the dramatic takeover attempt that saw Carter's corporate savvy clash head-on with Ridge's artistic vision, old wounds have only begun to scab over. Though publicly they proclaim unity, privately both men yearn to assert their influence. Ridge insists on showcasing Forrester's haute couture at Taylor's ceremony, envisioning a runway-like aisle where guests will marvel at bespoke gowns and custom tuxedos devised by none other than his beloved design team. Carter, on the other hand, contends that Hope's wedding should have sole rights to Forrester's branding and talent for that day, arguing that her journey, from the ashes of Spencer Publications to the cusp of becoming Mrs. Walton, deserves an unforgettable spectacle worthy of the Forrester name. As boardroom whispers turn into full-blown confrontations over creative control, the lines blur between business and personal vendettas, and everyone, including Steffi, Finn, and the ever-watchful Sheila, senses that one slight misstep could ignite a feud that engulfs every facet of the company they cherish. Meanwhile, Hope and Taylor, bound by love for the same man and united by an unexpected sisterhood forged in adversity, find themselves jostling for not just Ridge's heart, but the very soul of the Forrester legacy. Hope, still reveling in the joy of her budding life with Carter, cannot help but feel a pang of betrayal when Taylor's engagement news steals some of her thunder. Despite her best efforts to align herself with her stepmother-to-be, there's an undercurrent of rivalry as each woman grapples with her own insecurities. Hope, haunted by memories of past heartbreaks and the fear of losing Carter's unwavering devotion. Taylor, temperamentally torn between the bliss of rekindled passion and guilt over the pain her union inflicts upon Brooke Logan, the woman who once promised to be her daughter's second mother. Every bridal fitting becomes a battleground for approval, every floral arrangement a statement of style, and every seating chart a political minefield. And as Taylor prepares to walk down the aisle in a creation that echoes her free-spirited elegance, Hope selects a gown that shimmers with modern flair, the two becoming mirror images of light and shadow, their friendly smiles masking the fierce determination that fuels their desire to have the perfect day. But no Forrester wedding is complete without a wild card, and Brooke Logan has returned to the scene with her own agenda firmly in place. After months of sobriety and introspection, Brooke has vowed to support Ridge's happiness, yet old habits die hard when destiny itself seems to conspire against her. Just as Taylor's ceremony approaches, whispers of Brooke's slip into old patterns begin to surface. A half-empty champagne flute discovered behind a set of drapes, a late-night phone call to an unknown confidant, and the distant memory of a wine-stained mistake that once forced her to admit she was better off on her own. Those closest to her warn of a relapse that could shatter not only a wedding, but the fragile peace that Forrester Creations has fought so hard to achieve. Will Brooke, seeing Ridge pledge his heart to Taylor, truly resist the siren call of sabotage, or will she once again allow jealousy and despair to hijack her better judgment, catapulting everyone into a cascade of regret and redemption? As Hope and Carter plan a ceremony under the stars at an exclusive vineyard, complete with custom catwalks for Forrester models and a light installation that bathes the guests in soft, romantic hues. Ridge and Taylor imagine a sunset chapel on a cliff overlooking the Pacific, where vows will be spoken against the sound of crashing waves and the promise of a new beginning. Each event promises to outshine the other in terms of scale and spectacle, drawing in the glitterati of LA society, top fashion editors, and a host of celebrities eager to witness the union of two power couples. Yet behind the scenes, the pulse of competition beats louder than any wedding march. From the choice of musicians, a Grammy-winning string quartet versus a chart-topping DJ, to the decision between a three-tiered fondant masterpiece and a minimalist naked cake accented with fresh florals, every detail becomes a declaration of supremacy. Friends will be forced to choose sides. Alliances will shift like sand beneath the tide. And just when it seems the stakes cannot climb any higher, an unexpected twist will arrive to test every bond. Perhaps a shocking confession from a maid of honor, an intercepted love letter, or an uninvited guest whose presence threatens to unravel months of planning in a single, dramatic moment. In the end, the question remains, which wedding will etch itself into daytime drama history? Will Carter and Hope's carefully curated celebration, with its blend of corporate chic and heartfelt sincerity, triumph over Ridge and Taylor's bohemian romance elevated by Forrester fashion? Or will Brooke's untamed emotions explode at the worst possible moment, tipping the scales in favor of one couple or consigning both ceremonies to chaos? This summer, as Forrester Creations drapes its legacy across two ceremonies, you won't want to blink, because on the bold and the beautiful, love, loyalty, and legacy collide in a spectacle no viewer will soon forget.